Hey guys, it's another quick video, and I'm basically going to be talking about a question that I get asked a lot about, and that's whether to fly in and out of Daytona or Orlando. Um, Myself, I tend to fly out of Orlando more often, um, and basically I'm going to be discussing the pros and cons of each airport, um, and it really all matters up to your situation. So here in Daytona, we have international airport, even though it's not really the size of what you may think of international. It is very small. It's more like a regional airport, but because it gets flights to the Bahamas, that's why it's considered international. So it only has like 8 or 10 gates or so. So it's very small. So a convenience is that it's so small. Um, it's right there. It takes maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to walk, maybe 5 minutes less than that to drive. Um, and because it's very small, it will get very quick to get through. Security is the smallest security line I've ever been in. Even though it's very heavily guarded. I guess it has a lot of TSA agents. Um, it's very quick though. You can get to your gate within 10, 15 minutes. And that's really it. I mean, you get to see Riddle planes take off right before you take off, which is kind of cool. Um, you can see the school while you take off, which some of you, it really is a cool thing to see. Um, but that's pretty much it. It's convenient, it's quicker, and if you like smaller planes like MD-88s or CRJs, then fly out of Daytona because you get to fly those more often because that's all that flies in here. Although we have 757s that come in during spring break season, and that's it. For downsides for costs for Daytona is cost. Depending on where you go to, if you're flying to Atlanta or Charlotte, which are the stopping points of where they fly to the hubs, and then you get a flight from there to your actual home base. So if you live in Atlanta or Charlotte, Daytona would be perfect for you. But if you don't, it's going to be more expensive. I fly out of Baltimore, and flight round trip tends to be depending on the date, it can vary between $200 and $400. And that's just kind of expensive, and that's Delta and U.S. Airways for you. There are fewer flights. There's only maybe 5 for each airline a day. Delta's more. U.S. Airways, I think, is like 3, 4. Delta's like 5 or 6. So that's kind of a downside. There are a lot of delays. U.S. Airways is a bit better, but Delta, because they're flying in Atlanta, they basically sit at the edge of the runway for probably 20, 30 minutes. They've been getting better. But it's all because they need to coordinate with Atlanta, where they fly to get spacing, because that's where they get their clearance from. So you will go taxi from the gate to the runway, and most planes take off like an hour late. That's the average, I think. And that's pretty much it. So it's cost. There's fewer flights. You have to stop in Atlanta or Charlotte, and the delays. So think about those, and that's Daytona for you. Or over to Orlando, the flights are definitely a lot cheaper. I can get round trip on Southwest Orlando to Baltimore for about 150. One way it's only like 70, and you get more because you're getting more variety of airlines. You get low cost like JetBlue, Southwest, AirTran. So you're getting the lower options. There's direct routes, so I can fly Baltimore, Orlando, easy. I don't have to stop anywhere. You get larger planes. You can fly a 757. You can fly a 767. You can fly A320. Whatever. It's bigger than the 2 engine on the tail. If that's in layman terms. You'll fly maybe MD-88 sometimes, but you tend to fly 737s, stuff like that, heavier stuff. And it's a nicer airport. It's very big. It's very nice. It's clean. That's one of my favorite airports. So that's basically the pros for Orlando. Downsides, there's like 2. Because it's an hour and a half away, sometimes a little faster if you drive faster. You have to get that into your mind of if you're going to be driving. If you have a car, it'll be pretty good for you, but then you also have to take into consideration traffic, or not traffic, but parking costs. There are off sites off the airport, which are maybe like $5 a day, but if you buy one in the garage, I believe it's $7 a day, maybe 10. So that's, you have to think about that cost wise. And round trip gas, it can vary between $15 and $20. So you have to think about that also. And because it's a bigger airport, you're gonna tend to have a more wait time. But although on the other occasions that I've flown out of Orlando, they've speed up their security, and you can get through security within 10-15 minutes, which is pretty good for the size that they are. And that's pretty much it. I like Southwest, so I take Orlando, and that pretty much wraps it up. Follow me on Facebook, email me with any questions, or leave a comment down there, subscribe. That pretty much wraps it up. If you have any more questions, I'll be happy to answer them. See you guys later. Bye.